Alright, so this is the Shadow. I'm here to give a brief explanation on this little video sequence I've created. It is based upon the idea that you gotta be able to be conscious about what is around you, what is the expectations of people here. So the music's going to jump a little bit because there's going to be transition from one recording to another. The first one is here, the Mikasa. The Mikasa is a tier 2 Japanese battleship. It is highly inaccurate in its shots. Little White Mouse actually recommended not getting it. At this point in this gameplay, it would be my first encounter with the destroyer, and eventually I dodged the torpedoes. I became semi-effective at this in this game. That one of my clanmates, who was on the opposite team, decided to make it his life goal to destroy me. So this is the playthrough where I ended up dodging a total of 35 to 38 torpedoes with a potential damage of 538,000 damage was potentially given against me from all these torpedoes and the gunfire. After the this first kill here, his first 3 came out, and then after that, a next set came out. I was actually slowed down and stopped when he was finally killed by another teammate, and my secondary actually damaged his engine, which made it easy for my teammate to kill him. So as it started out, I saw those 3 pass me up, and then a next set passed me up here real soon. Which was the second set was pretty easier to dodge than the first set, and then we had this this unexpected nest set. This is the set that became unexpected right here. I was like, whoa, wait a minute, and then of course the gap was enough for me to go through, but the pretty much came the question, how did I dodge it? How did I avoid those? But it was kind of okay and easy at the time. So the next set came out shortly after that one. Basically being aware, I've turned off the graphic map here just for this playthrough to see where everything's coming from, torp-wise. Basically it came down with the idea that you have to be semi-aware of what you're seeing and what you're not seeing. You got to be able to recognize that there's a possibility of torpedoes coming at you in a battleship. If you know that the destroyers are there, you know that you're the target of a choice because, you know, I'm the largest, the slowest target on the field of battle. This is again a tier 2 ship in a tier 3 battle. So we did have a South Carolina out there with us and a few other ships. My clan was actually on a tier 2s, so that's why I brought the Mikasa out. We had a Dirtski on our team and a few other ships. My clanmates in Umakazi, and for the most part, yeah, I just did some optional predictability. Now, I'll admit, and I'm humble about this because I'm not generally the best battleship player. I'm good. I say I'm good, but I enjoy it. I enjoy the battleship, and I watched essentially. And more set of torps came through. I watched basically Jingles give an explanation on being mindful while you're in battleships, including slow battleships, of what ships are around you that can have torps and will have torps and would likely send torps after you, based on the area map and what is known. So hopefully this video turned out just fine. I may have to. I hope this. Well, not just turn out fine, but I hope the video gives a good idea of what to look for. Granted, if I had the mini map, you could see the approximate location, so I have a slight advantage of that one. In that case, I've already played this map. I may do a full video on the Mikasa here, with this playthrough to see a total playthrough to give a showing of what it was. Matter of fact, I might just do that, create another video, 2 more videos, one with this full playthrough and the second one with the second ship that that's in this playback, which is the Yamato. Me and the Yamato on a clan battle. The team did pretty well on that one too. But again, I had to deal with a predictability factor that came about based on it. So here's another dodge just through towards the expectation that torpedoes were coming from a ship. Because there was a bunch of the enemy in that in the B cap there, and that we were heading towards. Knowing that it made it easier with the fact that my clanmate said, "Okay, I'm targeting. I will hit you with my torpedoes." I was like, "Okay, I know they're going to be coming, so I won't do what the expectation of either in low tiers or the expectations given by Jingles is. If you're a battleship and you're going in straight lines, knowing that there are destroyers out there, you are in for a paddling, as you can see coming right here." That just passed right under my wake. And they were like, "Well, how did you do that?" I mean, it passed right past my keel. Didn't hit the keel itself or the propellers, and went right through my wake. Now, of course, you know, not everything's going to be perfect. As it comes up, is that I turn to avoid these set of torps. What I should have been doing is after it got right there, I should have started turning, but I didn't turn and ended up grounding myself, doing the cha-cha-cha, backing up, and grounding myself again, and getting hit for the torp by the first time because I was physically grounded. And then towards the end of this, the Wakataki, I think it is. I can't do. I butchered the name. I am sorry. Decided to charge headlong into me, and I decided to go forward to get my guns ready to shoot him, but I grounded myself again for the last time. So I hope you enjoyed that, and let's get ready to go on to the next one. So, yes, this is a clan battle. We're in the Yamato on the Islands of Ice. And we start off, of course, go to middle and decide to go down to C. While one of us take A. And, which is a valid tactic for the most part. I mean, I stay close to the middle and the back so I can get pretty much target any system that crosses the middle. I mean, the Yamato has some great range compared to most of the battleships. And so I decided to at one point in time in the battle sequence, which it will jump to here in a second, uh, we had to go back to we already controlled majority of sea and was passing on north side where they're going to be, and realizing that they're slightly overwhelmed in the sequence. So by the time the playthrough switches over, I did cut this one shorter than the other video, the previous video with the Mikasa. Uh, Sorry for the stuttering effect. I'm trying to get this new video editing system working right. Or actually, the recorder is what caused that stuttering there. So essentially what happened is that we turned north, me and one of the Mikasas on the team turned north to the A cap while the Minotaur was having problems and trying to run away. A Kerr first, another Hindenburg, and Mikasa and one other ship entered into the A cap, and now approaching. We'll be now approaching that A cap. So I'll be heading towards the gaps there between the two icebergs, or the island and an iceberg. I think they both are what it is, because you can see stone on the other one. And the Gross Kerr first is the Gross Kerr first is heading across behind those islands and gonna be coming out. I think right there I shot at it was a broad-sided Hindenburg coming out behind a rock, and I deleted them. I had 3 Citadel hits from that shot, and I was happy. Boy, was I happy on that one. Because all day I've been getting those kind of shots, and I'm getting overpen. So, yes. So, at this point in time, there's nothing else going to really shoot me, because the other people now pushing up the cap. They're running away from the top, going around the island. We eventually get the B cap, but still dealing with the A cap up here. And what happens is I noticed that there was a smoke in the A cap. So they didn't have another Hindenburg or anything like that, or not Hindenburg, but they didn't have a Minotaur or anything else, and so it ended up being the gearing smoking up the cap to get points so they can capture it. And both the Kerfers and the Mosfa was coming around. Our Mosfa was coming off of my left-hand side and was coming up a little too quickly. Eventually, he overextends into the cap. You can barely see him there on the edge of the screen there. He overextends and gets inside, and the Kerfers pretty much takes him out. Which, I mean, it's fine. We were still doing good. I'm trying to get as much as possible without showing too much of our side, so I'm having the angles on the shots here. And I have to then get straight on to this, because the Kerfers, if I show the broadside, the Kerfers can mess me up. As you can see there, the Des Moines kind of died. Showing too much broadside to me, you're gonna get a paddling, as the term goes. But I noticed the smoke was actually forming, so there obviously is a destroyer right there. So then it comes into concentrating the guns on the other ship and wait for the torps, because that's what I want. I want those torps to reveal themselves finally. Yeah, so there's our ship dying right there from overextending it myself. Got a little too far forward. So I'm now being defensive. I'm watching out for the curve first. I'm watching out for the. No, I'm saying the name wrong. I'm watching out for the other cruiser in the background there. And again, I'll replay this video I'll re-record this video so that you get a better shot of what I'm talking about here. I'll have everything up and running on the display too, so that you can see it that way. But yeah, I don't want to get too much exposure on the battleship. I don't want to get turned exposure on that destroyer, so I'm trying to mitigate as much as I can without getting into trouble. Wiggling back and forth, not staying in one spot, but trying to predict that there at one point in time will be torpedoes coming out of that smoke. I just don't know when, because no one else has seen the torpedoes previously fired before. So I don't know what cooldown sequence there are on the torpedoes, but he eventually gets impatient and fires his torpedoes, which I would do too. I'm that impatient of a player when it comes to when it comes to playing my destroyers. I am not patient enough sometimes for the to launch them in proper manner. So here there come the torpedoes. It's just as I was hoping to expect, and so I had made a minor adjustment for these torpedoes to order to barely avoid them. But the expectation there was going to be torpedoes coming. I just didn't know if I was going to be missing them or not. And it was close. It was very close on both sides. But now, since the torpedoes came, I can now concentrate my guns on the curve first like I wanted to. And we're pretty much at game over here soon, so I hope you enjoyed this. I hope this gives some insight or understanding on learning for predictability and learning to see the environment as you see it. And I would say this: good luck and enjoy yourself. Bye.